of staying on the frozen Russian assets. So, are you planning to? Is this a totally different question than Nigeria answer?
Let's see, we got Omar. All right, I got my notification.
All right, I got my notification.
There we go. Well, I already got one like. Wedo, I'm your first like, says Wedo. Wedo, I thought you hate me, man. Why you still here with me? Why you hanging out with people you don't like, bro? I am doing my Halloween live on the in my car. Oh yeah. I got notification on my email here from my other phone. So, but that's crazy. Cool Cat Renee, how are you, friend? Man, I miss my my what do you call them? I can't think in English right now. I've been talking for so long. I miss my loyal friends that come in here and say hello. We live back in the private office. Let's go. Hey, I need some information from you guys. I want to know where we at in the world. What's happening? I got some stuff that I want to bring up to you guys and see what you think. But sound is okay? Gaggling, huh? Well, we got my sister Trinity. Love having her on my lives. Um, let's see how many people we got. We got 8 people in here. Volume is great. I appreciate it. And we got, I can't read this close. I don't have my reading glasses on. I am in my car because, on my private mobile office. There's just too much people in the house. There's a party going on, and I don't want to be part of it. Hey, Poppy. Let me see. I was gonna follow. Yeah, thank you, Wedo. I appreciate you, man. You have a good one. You're gonna miss a good, very hard conversation to have. But I wanna see if I can get you guys' opinions on this topic. I was I was on one of my friends' uh, live streaming, and we were talking about illegal immigration. I gave my point of view as a Hispanic migrant that came to this country. Uh, they're gonna open on Thursday, huh? We'll see how that's gonna look because I know that big 747 going up. Beautiful. Oh wow, the bottom is open. How's that? It looks like the cargo door is open. Oh, that's weird. If you guys don't know, I'm actually by an airport, so you're gonna hear some planes once in a while go through here. Can't agree on this. Not on your immigration. Peace out. I never understand why Americans really don't want to defend this country from illegal mass migration. I know some people, maybe their husbands or their wives are illegal immigrants. I know I have a cousin in New York. Um, she has a boyfriend that is illegal. Okay. Now my cousin, she's an American citizen. Okay, So that sounds pretty good. Thank you, Craig. When she asked me about questions about immigration and where I stand, and I said, "Well, you know you know what I believe," and she felt bad, not mad at me, but she felt bad about the way that I think, because her husband being illegal, uh, you know, maybe he's just with her just to get papers, whatever the reason is. Of course, it's her decision. So, but at the same time, it's like, you got to respect the law. If you want to marry him and you think that he loves you for real, you can marry him and apply for a green card for him so that he can stay here permanently. And there's like a 5 years, like a 5 years or so waiting period before they can actually be citizens. And well, if he's faithful with you for that long, sounds bad, right? Like he's just making this deal. But if he's faithful with you for 5 years, then he can become a citizen. What's going on, my man, in the house? I'm talking a little weird today because my nose is stuffed, and and I got the roof of my mobile office open because I don't want to be hot in here. But my cousin, she doesn't want me to talk about illegal immigration, but it is what it is. Now I have a question. I don't know. This is very sensitive subjects, but I talked with my sister Trinity here about it, and as I want to say that we are all conservatives that come into this channel. As conservatives, we believe that we should have talks, communications, and that we should be able to talk about things freely and try to respect other people's opinions. And I agree with that. But something happened today, and I was let me see, what kind of garbage are you saying? Let's see. It's possible he's with her for papers, is what they thought about my ex-wife. We're still friends, divorced but friends. I was the bad one in the marriage. You were the bad one in my chat. I believe you. I expected you to take yesterday off to rest. Glad you're feeling a little better. I am. I'm actually feeling a lot better, but I hope it stays that way. I took some medicine before I came out, and I was going to go live a long time ago, but my sister Trinity decided that we had to talk, so I had to give her a call, which is nice. Talk a lot about a lot of stuff. Let me see. Ronald, how are you, Ronald? Welcome. Hello. So we ended up on the subject of how many here know, or how many of you here have seen in the schools playing the Black National Anthem? And do you agree with it? Do you think the United States of America should have a national black anthem? Let's see. If New Jersey and New York wants to destroy itself, let it at this point. But don't come to South Carolina and mess my state up. Oh, they will. They will. This channel is about politics and religion. Very, very delicate subject. Very much no, says man. Never heard of that. Cool Karen. He's never heard of the Black National Anthem. Well, first of all, my beef with that, go earn it. What is that? Jeff, are you talking about the citizenship? Green card? Not sure what you guys are talking about there. I'm talking about if you guys know about the national anthem. Okay, so Cool Carinese, he's never heard of it. I was at my kid's graduation. Well, not a graduation, but he was going from 8th grade to freshman year, and they played the national anthem And I thought it was great, awesome, of course. And they said, and now we will play the black national anthem. And I was like, what the hell is the black national anthem? And so they start playing their song, and I'm just like, bro, that sounds whack. I That's racist to me to say the black national anthem. I don't know in which mind there is a black country. We don't have a black nation. Why would we have a black national anthem? It doesn't make sense. I think that you sing the national anthem because it involves everybody. That includes blacks. That includes Hispanics, every American citizen. It's included in the national anthem. So why would black people think that they are the only people that have gone through slavery, that has been hated upon, that has been prejudiced, persecuted? Why do black people think that they are the only ones that have ever suffered in this country? And I quote, Martin Luther King was fighting for equality so that we may be seen as equal in this country. And yet some black people get offended because I said that the national anthem is enough and we don't need a black national anthem. Can you imagine if we start singing the black national anthem, the white national anthem? How would they feel if the white people says, well, I guess the national anthem doesn't work because blacks want to keep segregating themselves. So why don't we just make a white national anthem? See, I think it's racist. Whether you say black, white, or brown national anthem, I think it's racist. Ever heard of the first? You're welcome. I think that they can sing whatever they want for themselves. But as a nation, no. We already have a national anthem. And that was created decades before the black national anthem. So, I understand that the national anthem was edited for a line that seemed to be racist. I don't see that. I've seen the original line, and I don't see racism on that. You can't call racism something that actually happened. Like a lot of people, for example, you guys already know that back in the day of slavery, blacks were known as just 1/5 of a person. Whether they were thinking that they were just animals, that's something different. That's to interpretation. But maybe 1/5 is in rights, like right to vote or whatever. But the fact is that today we are all equal. We are all free. Right? Yeah, let's get the Chicano national anthem. Exactly. Let's get the Native American national anthem. Let's do that. And let's make sure that every tribe has on the national anthem as well. And we'll go with that. Is it 3/4? Sorry. I even went even deeper. My bad. Thank you, Mark. 3/5. I know it was a fifth of something, but not of tequila. Yeah, I agree, Deborah. I love celebrating all cultures, but I also agree that no man is less than any other man. And I think it's the same as a black person, as a white person, as a Hispanic person, as an Asian person. If you guys are American citizens, you're American citizens as a whole. If you're just visiting, you're migrants or whatever, it's the same thing. Now, we talk about the Constitution, and somebody told me the Constitution is racist. And I'm like, oh, come on. Come on. A lot of white people died for the slaves to be free in this country. Am I right? Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, and as I said, I don't know if all conservatives are in this channel, and I don't know if I consider myself a conservative. You can put a title on me if you want, but I just believe in common sense. I just believe that the past history was horrible, and we should leave it at that. But we shouldn't be blaming white people. I sure as hell don't blame black people in general for all the crime, that being 14% of the population in the state had the highest crime rate committed in this country. I don't blame black people for that, but I believe there is some black people that are bad. 100%. Let's be real. There was what? Hundreds of black people that died during the Civil War to free the slaves. But what people don't talk about is that there was thousands of white people that died so that we will have freedom for black slaves in this country. You know, we talk about with our Navajo nation, Meldon here before, about what the Navajo did in the military for this country to win something. Hey, Fresh, welcome, brother. Welcome. So I'll give you all these ramblings about this because I got kicked out of a live streaming. I got kicked out of a live streaming for saying that we are all equally the same people today and we should have to forgive everything in our history. And that was enough for me to get kicked out of a live chat. We're not going to mention the channel because I don't feel that's right. But nonetheless, I still got kicked out of a channel. How about that? They didn't do it for that. There were other reasons. What was that? Trinity says, I was never a slave, nor enslaved anyone. And I don't know anyone who was or has. Yeah, yet we still have it in our history, right? But it's exactly just that. It's history. So I don't understand why people have this hate today as if they're going through it today. Because that's not the case. You know, they don't want to acknowledge that there was a lot of rapes, there was a lot of violence, you know, going on in those times. And it wasn't just white people and black people, it was everybody, you know. So I think that they need to really forgive all the atrocities of history. I'm going to tell you, as a Mayan descent and a migrant to this country, before the Spaniards came in and raped our women and stole our gold and silver that we were having in the earth in Honduras, before the Spaniards came to Honduras, we were sacrificing our own people to a pagan god. We were sacrificing people to a rock. The crops were not successful, so they were sacrificing children on the temple. And I even went to this temple and they took pictures and I made a couple of videos there. And they have these different rock formations where they used to lay the victims, that whether they were human adults or they were human kids. It wasn't animals, it was humans. And they will use them and they will gather everybody in the tribes and the Mayans ruins that we see today. And they will it was a spectacle to see the sacrificing of human life for crops and for rivers to be fluent again. Now, there is a thing that happens in Honduras and maybe other countries, but in Honduras, when the summertime comes, it gets very hot and the rivers run dry. And so these Indians, they believe that they needed sacrificing. And so they will sacrifice people until the rains will come back. And they felt that the reason why the rains would come back was because of the sacrifice. And I think that's what I mean by you got to learn to forgive in history, because our natives were doing very horrible things to each other. And then the Spaniards came in and they did horrible things to the natives. And then, beautiful, Alaska Airlines. Yes, I'm by an airport. And I believe that a lot of that hate has not been forgiven. So tonight's live is about learning to forgive. You know, I was very unhappy with my ancestry history. With the Spaniards coming over to doing all these bad things into our country. But we are now the country who we are today, and we can speak with a lot of countries because we speak Spanish. To where before you would just kill somebody because you don't know how to communicate. So here in America, sort of the same thing. But for some reason, black people seem to be the loudest, seem to be the people that play the most of the victimhood in this country. And it doesn't matter if they believe in God or not. They still believe that they are victims. And somehow, for some reason, they keep segregating themselves. And so my point is, today and age, blacks were not the only slaves. Blacks were not the only people that suffer. There was Chinese slaves. There was native slaves. Everybody has a bad history. But the fact of the matter is that we live today in a free country. And as such, we should see each other as equals. We shouldn't keep trying to separate ourselves, segregating yourselves. You know, you want to be seen as equal, and yet you keep segregating yourself from others. That doesn't match. That doesn't belong together. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, if there's black people getting offended by that, or we got a lot of people with white guilt, as I said before, I don't play white guilt. Yeah, Deborah, I agree. But guess what? You are. You are the we. American citizens are the we. I bet you anything right now that a lot of you won't even know which black is from Honduras, which one is, well, Jamaicans, yeah, because of dreadlocks, but you wouldn't even know which blacks are illegal immigrants if they hit you in the face with a brick. I guarantee that 100%. You will not be able to tell me which black is not American. Yeah, white people have nothing to feel guilty about. JJ. He's lost. Hey, Khalid, how are you, brother? That's right, Deborah. Everybody should be welcome, but you got to do it the right way. You see, when I see America, I see our native Indians. We see our native blacks in this country. We see all the natively born people in here of all ethnicities, of all cultures. We see the naturalized ones. Everybody that comes here to love this country, everybody is equal, especially once you grab a residency card or becoming a citizen of this country. Until then, thank you, JJ. I thought you didn't like it. That's why you said it that way. Much love to you, bro. I appreciate it. If you're living today, look how many black people we have making millions of dollars. Look how many Hispanics we have making millions of dollars. It's not just white people, as a lot of racist people like to say. It's not just white people. It's people that have learned to take advantage of the opportunity that is given to them. ¿Qué pasa, güey? Welcome, Adam. You know I love it when you do that. Appreciate you coming in here. Today we're talking about, what do you think about the Black National Anthem being played in our kids' school and at sports? Good job, Joey. You should watch some Tim Wise lectures, man. Maybe. I listened to an African man called Zano, Frank Zano. He's actually from Africa, not a black American that calls themselves African American. Hey, listen, if you're black and you want to call yourself an African American, go ahead and do that. But I can guarantee you, you'll never tell me what country from Africa you are from, because you have no idea. You think only blacks come from Africa. But I get it. MAGA channel, baby. Let's go, man. You let them know. Reyes Rodriguez says that telling everybody is equal is divisive. Bruh, come on. Trinity, I miss these guys, man. I miss talking to you guys. Deborah says, why do we need an anthem at any sport? Well, it's the American thing to do. But it would just suck if they play a Chicano national anthem at your school. That would just be ridiculous. Just because they have a lot of Hispanic kids in the school, it will be stupid. One of the biggest problems that we have in this country is we have stopped trying to assimilate people to respect our country, to live respecting the laws and order that we want in this country. And we have been catering to foreigners' life. Like Muslims. Oh, we got to feel bad for the Muslims. What's going on, Amar? What about Hispanic national anthem? No. Every American that is in here that is Hispanic descent, the national anthem covers them as American citizens. But we have tried to accommodate all kinds of foreigners. And we have tried to make our American children. And mind you, when I say American, stop thinking about white. Okay? Think about American as a bunch of, it's a melting pot, as you guys already know. Well, I don't know people that say assimilate how you see it, but to me is this. This is how I assimilate. I come to this country when I made an oath to become an American citizen. I had to make an oath that says that I will be under government of the United States of America and that I will respect the culture of America, its religion, its laws, and that is the oath. If I didn't make that oath, I would never be an American citizen. Now, with that being said, it doesn't mean that we can't have Muslims. Oh, of course, sure, why not? It doesn't mean that you can't celebrate Chinese calendar New Year. Yeah, of course. It doesn't mean that you can't celebrate some Black history, which, by the way, I think the Black History Month is stupid because American history includes black people, includes everybody. Just like I spoke about the national anthem. It includes everybody. Now, everybody is part of the great nation. The professor, African Frank Zanu, said that white supremacy was invented in Africa. And white supremacy does not exist as a skin color or a racist group. Now, many people can disagree with me on that. That's okay. I understand. And of course, you can always put your input on there. If I can read it, I'll read it. But let me see. Deborah says, I have never had any black person mentioned in any American history book. That's because it's not talking about white people. It's talking about Americans. When you read American history, it's not talking about white people. It's talking about Americans. And if blacks were not American citizens yet, of course it's not going to be them. If Hispanics were not American citizens, of course it's not going to be about them. But we're talking about American history, and you have to respect it. It is what it is. It is part of history. Whether we like it or not is irrelevant. Let's not forget that there was a lot of Mexicans when this country used to be like California, Utah, Colorado. When there was Mexico before, there was a lot of Mexicans that became American citizens. So any type of history, hey Ronald, any type of history that is mentioned after Mexicans became Americans, it's also including Americans. Once the African American community, once the black man became an actual free slave, free person, and became an American citizen, every history book that is written after that includes them as Americans. You see, we don't have white history. We have American history. And the only way that you don't think that you're being named is if you don't believe that that history is any good. So if you are in a black country in Africa, let's say you're from Zimbabwe, and the whole history there's a lot of white people that live in Zimbabwe. But the history before the white men came there was about the black Africans. And that's all it's going to be. But once the white people that came in there became also Zimbabwe citizens, now that history belongs to them. I am an American naturalized citizen, meaning that I don't live the history of the past of this country, but now it's become part of my history. And so when I hear American history, Hispanics are included now. Blacks are included now. Asians are included now. Every culture or every ethnicity that has come to this country is included in American history. Whether there was only whites, whether there was only blacks, is irrelevant. The history itself belongs to the people. Everybody that has become an American citizen. So there's no reason to have two different national anthems. There can only be one national anthem, and that is the national anthem for the United States of America. The black national anthem is a forfeit because black is not a nation. Our national anthem of the United States of America is literally everybody. Let me see. What do we got here? Bay, what did Bay say? Mexicans that stand at Home Depot are hardworking people. Yes. Well, some of them. Some of them are just working so they can get drunk. Mark says history is history. Tell it how it is. Don't manipulate to make you seem like the good guy. Well, not white. You know that, right? I'm trying to defend everybody that has been in throughout history. Ronald and Pat Jager. How are you guys? Welcome to the chat. Let's see. At Brother Danish. We don't have white history, but the American history is their history. Time says, oh man, here we go. Here's a black brother right here. I remember getting all sorts of history for various races in America. I don't know what they are talking about. Maybe you all had bad, lazy history teachers. Well, my history teacher, the one I love the most, by the way, was, his name was Mr. Brian Davis. And he was in his 60s teaching American and world history. And I learned my history from him, a black man that actually lived through some times of hard racist moments in the United States of America. Because even though I think that racism or white supremacy doesn't exist, racism can exist. I think to a certain extent, but not in a nationwide thing. You know, this is why I don't believe that Washington State or California or Oregon should be paying reparations to black people. They never had slaves in these states. So I'm not sure where that comes from. But that is the whole point, right? That American history belongs to all American citizens. And when we become part of this country as American citizens, then all that history belongs to us as well. So I don't just come in here and be like, oh, that was you guys. You guys were doing the bad stuff. I'm here. I'm innocent. I'm a good guy. No. All that history I have to accept. It's like going out and dating a woman that has kids, or you're dating a man that has kids. You gotta love the person and you have to accept the children. You can't have one without the other. And that's how it works for this country. If you become an American citizen, now all of the American history also belongs to you. And I'm going to tell you something. Don't forget Hundreds of black people died to free the slaves, but thousands of whites died in order for blacks to be freed in this country. And so I think it's, number one, we need to forgive all the people and the atrocities that have happened in our country, but not to forget the history or rewrite it so that our feelings are not hurt. History can be very brutal, very horrific, but that doesn't determine who we are for our future. Today we can look at history and say that was bad, that was horrible. We're not going to do that today. Let's see, Adam, what do you got, Adam? Adam, let's see. What did Adam say? Let's see. You having a conversation with Trinity, man. What the heck? Ask me some questions here. Oh, time. I love it, bro. So tell me, time. I don't want to put you on the spot, but am I correct to say that black people today are not victims of today's society? I ask that because I have been speaking with black people, which I thought were free from that negative mentality, but I find that there's still a lot of hard feelings against white people from the past. There's a lot of bad stuff that black people has done throughout history to white people as well, not just to them, but to themselves, to Hispanics, to Asians. There's been bad people all over the world in every history. But am I wrong to say that black people today are equal to everybody else? Time says, Art, don't include all black people, Dennis. I know, I said that too, but they didn't listen. They still included everybody. I'm not a victim, so you are correct. They keep living in the past, and if you never made it, you think you are a victim. Wow, yeah, that's from a black man that studies history right there, history major. Let's see. Trina says, Marty. Calmer, yes, definitely need civics back in schools. 100%, man, 100%. Deborah says, even with the same credit score, I will pay more in interest rates. These are just inconvenient truths. Huh, interesting. I don't believe that, but there can be. Do you think somebody told me that the credit companies, banking organizations, they can tell by your social security if you're black, Hispanic, or white? Is that true? I don't know. I haven't seen that before. Man, I got such a beautiful view of the sky today, and I get to see all these planes flying by. It's gorgeous. Does anybody know about the whole social security tracking, that they can tell if somebody's black by their social security? Brandy says that's not true. Deborah says they can tell where you were born. Yeah, but you can be born in Seattle, don't mean you're black, because Seattle is more white. Drone coming in on you. Man, as long as it's just a one hit and done, I'm okay. BI flying by. Man, I love these people, man. I really do. Omar says, yes, you have to identify yourself at birth. No, you can't tell based on social security, says Adam. They aren't based on any race. Well, I was kicked out of this live from a group of black people, and they can swear that there was a system that gave black people social security numbers that would be identifiable that they're black. I never heard of that, but I mean, there could be, you know. I mean, I don't know which part of the social security, but let me look up this real quick. Let's see what. Let me be a grifter and Google this. Can race be determined? by social security number. The answer says no. Race cannot be determined by a social security number. So riddle me this, Brenda. You said that if you have the same credit score as somebody else, you will pay higher interest because you're black. Did I read that correctly? The IRS knows your race probably because you self-identified. This is why they make it optional. Once you identify yourself, I am sure that they know by then, but not from a social security number given at birth. Omar, that's with different questions. IRS may know based on your answers. That's not a social security number. Yeah, that's what I said. Deborah says the job, credit score. Well, if you're applying for credit, that's what I thought you were saying. So even if you and we have the same credit score, right? Like we can all be named just American names, David, Crystal, and Steve. Okay, we all have the same credit score. Okay, but depending on what you're applying for, I will assume that if I am applying for a big loan, the credit score is taken into consideration. But the other thing that will be taken into consideration would be what kind of debts do you have? It could be like a medical bill. It could be student loans. It could be maybe loans that you've taken, like cash loans, and you defaulted, credit cards you defaulted on. I think that the interest will be different if depending on the category of the loan. That if you guys are applying for the same kind of loan, and you have the same credit score and you have the same history, then I will say something's fishy there. But if something is, maybe you don't pay on time, maybe you have other debts, that they don't think that it's going to be worth for you getting a loan, even if you have the same credit score, there's a lot of other things that they have to take into accountability. Okay? So I can tell you that I have gotten better credit than white people have because of my responsibility with my credit. And my social security doesn't tell them if I'm Hispanic. If that is the reason why I'm getting better credit interest loans, maybe I will take it being Hispanic, but I don't believe so. Public schools, private schooling, let's see, do you say yes, Hispanic? Yes. Then it asks me to fill out. Yeah, so if that is optional. You don't ever have to tell them if you're African American, if you're Hispanic. It's optional. You do not have to describe that. I can tell you right now, if you just put your name and your name is Shaquanda, they're going to think you're black, even if you're white as bread, as rice. bread. Bread can be brown. Sorry about that. I went too far. Let's see. Stranded social security number is an area number, 3 digits, a group number, 2 digits, and a serial number, 4 digits. So let's see, Cecil, how do you know illegals are in debt to cartels? Illegal immigrants are most likely in debt to cartels. And coyotes work for cartels, if you didn't know that. There is a lot of women that are put into prostitution because, one, they cannot pay the debt of being crossed over to the States illegally. Two, they have raised the pricing of them coming across the border, and they have to go use them. They take them to places where they know other people are demanding this trafficking, human trafficking, and they actually force them to do what they need to do to pay that debt back. I don't want to get like too detailed on here because I don't know who else is listening to here besides adults. So I don't want to go too far into that, but that is true. Now, somebody tell me, what race am I if my social security says 347? Let's see if we get a response here from anybody. Let's see. Brandon says, and not having enough credit history is just as bad. That is true. Interest will be a lot higher. Adam says, don't name your kids Raquandre or like Wishandra. And they won't have that issue. Credit apps don't ask race or require DNA test or photograph. I agree. Cecil says that Adam, the majority of black people have black names, like Cecil. Wait, Cecil? That's not a black name. Cecil? Cecilio. Yeah, that's not black. Cecil sounds more like Greek, maybe Roman. Who knows? Let's see. Yeah, Rush Bay says like car payments. Omar, okay, everyone, put your credit score in the chat. Omar, why are you starting shit over here? Come on. Nobody needs to put that on there. We're gonna find out who's black and who's white. Guys, that's not true. There's black people that have better credit scores than white people as well. Self-identify is always optional. Social Security application form has a section where you fill out your race, just like hospital admissions. Yep. I think everybody's on top of that one. Chris says that's because you have to sell baleadas. Ah, man, I'm so hungry right now, dude. I should, man. There is my son lives in Federal Way, Washington. There is a Honduras restaurant right next to his apartments. Maybe I should go visit him more often and eat some baleadas over there. That'd be awesome. Thank you, Chris. Let's see. So you're okay with discriminating by name? Well, I mean, I think that will make it equal, right? Let's get some white children being named with some black names. See what happens. Let's even up the playing field. The truth is that a lot of black people today, they have names that they have invented themselves. And so, some people think they sound more African. Some people think they sound more white. They sound more Asian. Whatever gets you going, buddy. Excuse me. All right, Coben says, Dennis, you don't have to tell them anything. Just by looking at you, they know you love some yuca. And you know it, baby. You know it, man. This guy knows me way too much. He knows I'm a beaner. He knows I love yucas. He knows I love baleadas. And I love you, brother. I love you as well. You see, a lot of people that come in here, they don't understand. I know some of these guys that come in here, they throw insults at me, but they know that we're bullshitting. But there is some people in here that get so defensive. And it's like, okay, let me see an example. Maybe somebody's here is black and they don't like what I'm saying. That's okay. You can still believe what you believe. But I'm just saying the reason why some things happen is because we haven't learned to adapt, to assimilate. We don't teach kids in school, and correct me if I'm wrong with this one. I apologize. I'm still sick. Correct me if I'm wrong on this one. The last that I remember was this. They didn't want to teach civics in school anymore, especially here in Washington State, because there was a lot of Hispanic children, a lot of Muslim children, a lot of foreign students in our schools that they felt that it would be very disrespectful to keep teaching civics because of all the foreign students that we have in our school. And somebody can correct me on that if I'm wrong, but I can tell you right now, oh yeah, and pupusas, baby. You know it, Time. Time knows what's up. Yeah, I love fried yuca. Time, you might just be Hispanic. Yeah, no, Omar. They got rid of civics because it offends. They don't want to offend foreigners that are in school. So they got rid of it. They still do the pledge allegiance to the flag, but for the most part they always segregate themselves. I don't know why. KFC and Popeyes. Well, Chris, unfortunately here in Washington State, they finally brought Popeyes chicken here, and it sucks. So now we're eating our greasy KFC, which we still love. Oh, man. Dirty Money says, at Trinity, thumbs up. Rush, I knew a white girl, Trequinda. Her mom was white, pregnant when she met Roger, a black man, my dad's best friend. And he got to name her. She could have been Crystal. Oh, how sad. Chris knows what's up with the chicken, man. They want you to think. They don't want you to think, that's for sure. Vic says Dennis D. Menace. Yes. 100%. Don't you forget it, brother. Popeye stopped being good 10 years. Oh, Deborah, say it ain't so, Deborah. Say it ain't so. What about, okay, here. What about Churchill's chicken? What's the chicken from, what's the name of the chicken from Oprah Winfrey? You guys remember that? I can't remember the name. Dirty money over here. Dropping some lines. Liverpool says, is there any mucklemizers around? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Her middle name was Crystal. Okay, so there was a Crystal in there. Yeah, man, very smart move. But tell her when she goes to college to use the other one instead. All right? Use the other name and don't tell them that she's white. Let's see. I don't like fried chicken that much. Says Cecil. What? Oh, Cecil ain't black. Cecil didn't vote for Biden either. Cecil's not black. If you don't like fried chicken, bro, you just ain't black. I'm just messing with you, man. I'm just messing with you. Vic from the Undercover Brother, he said, Pollo Campero or Pollo Loco? Yeah, Pollo Campero. There is some, you know what? There's a lot of different chicken restaurants out there, and they can have really like very, very popular names like Popeyes and stuff. But if the people cooking it don't cook it the same way that they're supposed to, it doesn't taste the same. One of the things that I noticed from Popeyes here was that the chicken was like this small compared to the fried chickens this big. And I'm all about sizes sometimes. And so the flavor was okay. Not too bad. But it wasn't that good to say, okay, let's forget about Kentucky Fried Chicken. There is a chicken restaurant back here behind me. It's called Big Chicken. And I think it belongs to Shaquille O'Neal. Now, Dennis has a gift. Oh, thanks, Trinity. Let's see. Popeyes is good, but not at the hood stores. Gotta get it in the suburbs. Oh, that's probably where they get the real chicken. Excuse me. Man, sorry, guys. My throat is giving out. Some of our haters that are not here would be happy right now. All right, let's see. BS. Who says BS? Dirty Money says, that's BS. Popeyes down south as a soft shell crab po' boy. Sorry, I have no glasses. Po' boy, that's the bomb. Well, maybe down there. But up here, they effed up. We're not happy. Now, the thing about Big Chicken. Big Chicken from Shaquille O'Neal here in Washington State. We waited a long time for them to open here. And I went there, and I didn't see what the big deal was. And the only difference that I noticed from Popeyes and KFC was how much more expensive it is to eat chicken at Big Chickens from Shaquille O'Neal. Let's see, Adam says, at Rush, I know a single guy named Thomas Meth. They can get introduced and maybe they will get married and be crystal. Oh, I get it. Oh, this guy. Yada. Uh-oh, Vic says grandma. Where? Where's grandma? Babushka. Does bedanya, Vic. I'm a different race every day of the week, says Brandy. Hey, I don't blame you. I'm a different race every day, I think, as well. Cecil Ferguson, I could live off a seafood. Oh, man, yeah. Seafood, for some reason, has become one of my favorite foods. I don't know why, but lately I've been loving more seafood than anything else. And then speaking of seafood, I got to go eat some carne asada. I want to eat some beans, man. I miss eating some beans right now. Chick-fil-A is, no, Adam, not here in maybe here in Washington, all the good restaurants that make chicken are just shit because they don't taste that good. It's not, the price is high. They don't taste that good. It's very small. It's like they got the malnutrition chickens at chicken fillet and at Popeyes. They got all the malnutrition chickens, and that's what they cook with. And I don't like that. I'm a portions kind of man. You know what I'm saying? She will never get alone, says Rush. Churches and KFC, Vic likes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now, we don't have a Church's chicken here, but when I lived down in L.A., I used to go down to the very ghetto hoods of L.A., and there was a Churchill's chicken there, and it was the bomb. It was the bomb. Big chickens, by the way. So maybe they plumped them up with some salty water, but the chickens were a lot bigger at Churchill's chicken. Let's see, I could live off seafood too if I could always afford it. Or if you can always catch it, right? Because, well, I guess not everybody does, but here, well, I got a friend. I guess you can always go to the beach and pull the clams. That's the way the Navajos taught me how to do those. You pull the clams. You literally can just really go fishing. And I believe, no, they didn't teach me how to get shrimp. But there's shrimp in the ocean. There's shrimp on the rivers in some cases. But I like the snails. You know, the little conch, little snails. They taste so good in soup. But I love scallops, shrimp, fish, depending on the fish. I like salmon, but salmon seems kind of dry sometimes. Even if it's moist, after you eat salmon for a while, it just tastes like it's not moist. Tuna is good, but I would say never barbecue tuna. Eat it raw, or I don't know, or you can mix it with some lime, coconut milk, cucumbers. You can put tomatoes if you want. And then the tuna will taste very good, but don't make tuna burgers. I made some; they were horrible. But maybe I messed it up. Bad down Canada, says Paul Salsi. Go Dodgers. Junior Baskers. ¿Qué pasa, my friend? Something tastes different in Florida than it does in Indiana. I don't know what Saxby's is. I don't even have that over here. Chick-fil-A or Raising Cane's. I don't know Cane's. Don't even take stamps, says Christopher. Hey, bro. Maybe I should get on food stamps. Do they take that at KFC and stuff? Dude, I be eating some good food, man. I'm telling. Well, it's not good food, but I be eating a lot of fast food. I think here in Washington, I think they might have made it legal for to use Snap at McDonald's, at KFC. I gotta go find out. Who knows? As much money as we're making here, I probably qualify for some Snap. Well, we'll wait for the government to be opened by the idiot Democrats. But other than that, it should be open. Deborah says Raising Cane is overrated. Okay, we'll take your word for it. Christian Bridges loves apples. Heartbroken. A bunch of stuff. Gulf of America, bow down, Canada. Damn, Paul Salsi, what happened? What did Canadians do to you today? Be nice. We love Canadians. Although, Trinity, I didn't tell you. So I joined this chat with a bunch of black folks that everything was fine until somebody's wife joined in. Somebody's wife just went crazy and kicked me off the stream. But there was a Canadian guy that joined the chat, and within 5 minutes, he was booted and cast out. They exiled him. They excommunicado him. I mean, he was kind of a jerk, but when you're having a conversation, you got to be able to talk with people without having to, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. And then later after that, I got kicked out because I said, Hateful Chris is here, that there should be no black national anthem. That's why I got kicked out. Anything that lived its life with a shell on its back is freaking delicious. I absolutely, man, Cecil knows what he's talking about. Have you had turtle soup? Oh, it's very good. By the way, turtles, they taste like chicken, like tender chicken. Not sea turtles, talking about river turtles, there's plenty of those to eat, especially down in Honduras. Can't be black, what island? Can't be black, what island? Man, I don't even want to be, I don't want to butcher what island. I don't know. No comment. Let's see. Korean fried chicken is really good. Well, fresh Korean fried chicken. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to try it, to be honest. America is a hemisphere divided into two continents, north and south. Two continents, huh? It's not 5 or 7. All right. Crystal there. Brandy. Christians using the digital pen, it looks like. Prime Minister Chris is back. The most unintelligent troll on YouTube. You notice I haven't read one comment from Chris, right? I haven't read one comment from him. Kentucky Fried Chicken has most meat in the chicken. I agree. Let's see. Aqua Blue schools require some sort of civics education. Yeah, they do very minimal of that. They don't really teach history like they used to. For some reason, I've noticed that this generation that's coming out is more racist. And I wonder why. I don't know. I have no clue. I wonder why. I mean, they even sing the Black National Anthem in schools now. That's very ridiculous to me, but yeah, it's just me. Let's see, what else we got? Well, we'll have to skip some comments because you guys are talking a lot here. Let's see, Brandon says, at Vic, everything from medical and below teaches that America is #1 continent. I believe is second. But they teach that it's #1. I don't argue, but now I know that's what's taught. Well, it is #1. But I will have to put the whole Northern American continent. That's where I will put it. Let's see. Nothing beats the barbecue in Detroit. People cook it in there from the yard. From the yards, ate good when I roofed homes in Detroit. Wow, I've never been to Detroit. All right, let's go to the very bottom here. Sizzle is better than chicken and not as gamey as gator, which I love gator too. I haven't tried gator yet, but I heard it was pretty good actually. 1 and 2 or #2? No, I think it's #1 if we're talking about the continents again. Y'all think Vance is clapping Erica? Oh my God. Junior, no. No. Don't go there. Let's see. Oh, Tacoma Off-Road is here too. Oh, that guy hates me. You won't be able to beat at Prime Minister Chris. Yeah. Nah, man, Tacoma, you're a saint compared to Chris. And Chris is insane, bro. Chris is insane. Insane in the main brain. He's so insane. Got no brain. All right. We'll hit our hour for tonight. Let's see what else we got in here. I realize I am queer, heterosexual. Yeah, good for you, David. Keep it in the closet. Let's Cecil Gator ain't all that. Well, I'm the one that wants a gator. I realize I am queer. Please explain. He's gender fluid. And he goes by they, them. You got kicked off that stream, Dennis, because you were speaking facts. I don't know. I joined because of my friend, but his wife was very upset that I said white people are not to blame for slavery. I don't understand why she would get so offended by that, but yeah, that definitely triggered a nerve. Now the weird thing is that they're saying that they want to have conversations so that they are, so that they can fix things that have been wrong in history. But everybody that says that is because they blindly believe that they have all the answers and that nobody's going to question them or go against those answers. And I think that might be the problem right there. What's the old saying? If it isn't a war crime until Canada does it. Is that right? Junior, how am I disgusting? He says. There's a couple of juniors in here, bro. Excuse me. Just so everyone knows, I am a super leftist. I am a bisexual black and an atheist. I don't like to judge a book by its cover, but I knew that already. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't think about that with people. But hey, if you're happy that way, my friend, by all means, as they say, do you, boo. Let's see. Zelensky here says, I laugh every time the American farmers cried about Trump bankrupting them. I laugh too because they were bankrupting before Trump got in office. How's that? That's a very interesting comment. Now, that guy's a leftist right there. That's how we know. Brandy said the problem is also overcorrection. Yeah. No one is trying to erase history, but some people want to overcorrect the past. Well, I will tell you this, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong or not. But every time that I watch TV now, for some reason, every time you watch black entertainment, like BET, right? Any black actor, director, etc., every time you watch a black movie, you see the same thing in every movie. They're always hated. There's a lot of racist people against them. The world is against them. It doesn't matter how successful they are. They are black and they have to feel like a victim, otherwise they don't feel irrelevant. They also show that the father is the woman in the house. They also show that the teenagers run the marriage. They are most likely the ones that want to be like Martin Luther King, an activist. All black movies are like that. And I think that that's why there's a lot of black people today that, believe it or not, we are all influenced in some sort by Hollywood, by movies, by documentaries, because no one takes information with a grain of salt. Meaning, hey, let's listen to a story from this white guy from 1945, and then let's listen to the story from the black guy from 1945, and then let's listen to the story from a Hispanic from 1945, and let's see what we hear. And then let's put it together. And then we got to figure out, where do we go from here? Do we keep playing that history, which is bad, over and over and over and over and over, and keep saying, I'm a victim of this, I'm a victim of that, oh, my people, my people? Let me tell you right now, the percentage of the population back during slavery, can anybody give me the percentage of that population? I can't remember the name. What's the number of the population of African slaves during slavery times here in the United States of America? And I'm going to give you some shit on this light. I'm going to shed some light on this. Does anybody know what the percentage was? 4%, says Ghost. 4%. Now today, and be honest, if I lined up, well, some of them will probably be, they're very, very easy. But if I lined up a black man from Guyana, Venezuela, Panama, Costa Rica, Honduras, even Mexico, and I grabbed some black people from Africa, from different countries in Africa, and I lined up all of those people with actual black Americans, would you be able to tell me which ones are Americans? Hey, Ken, welcome, brother. How are you? Are you going to use the statistics that also counted the blacks to lessen the number of slaveholders? No. The number is kind of irrelevant, but I wanted you to know how small the percentage is. But today and age, we have 14%, right? Maybe up to 15 now. But if you were to grab all the black people that I just told you, would you be able to tell which one is American and which one isn't? Yeah, it's just a number to throw out there. Oh yeah. Oh, my kids are half black. I'm not gonna brag, guys, because I mean, obviously, it's not a good thing. But I think I've been around the world when it comes to women's and ethnicities. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you something. Only when I have felt love was that the best. Man, I should have never said that on my life. Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. As a black man, bro, why don't you speak on your race? Okay, fine. You don't want to answer, I get it. Let's say I grab Latinos from Argentina, Peru. Oh my God, I can tell where they're from, actually. I can actually tell. So, without speaking, I guess that will be the difference, right? But I can tell you that I can tell if somebody is from South America, Hispanic. I can tell you that if I see a black Cuban, I can tell you that he's a black Cuban. If I see a man from Guyana, I probably won't be able to tell you where he's from. If I see a black Honduran, I recognize my black Hondurans. I will tell you that right now. And whether you like it or not, blacks are my culture. In Honduras, we are all the same people, so our culture is the same. Do we have a little variations on foods? Yes, but only because a lot of the blacks that have been kept on the coastal part of Honduras are more towards seafood, and they practice their own Garifuna language, which is a native language from Africa. But the rest of the people that are black Indian, Honduran, light skin, Spanish descent, etc. We are all one culture, my friend. One culture in Honduras with a bunch of different shades of colors. But we don't see each other like that in Honduras. It's just one culture. 100%. Now, here in America, people, hi, Cheryl. Here in America, people like to say, oh, my culture, my culture. You guys don't have a culture. The culture here is a mixed culture. People think that if you're black, you got to be loud and cussing up a storm. People think that if you're a redneck, you got to be loud and cussing up a storm. People think that if you're Hispanic, you got to be loud and cuss up a storm. That's not it. That's just uneducated. You don't have to be loud in the store to make a point. Why is it that when I hear of people yelling on the stores and just going off on people, why does it have to be black? Thanks for saying. That's what I appreciate that. I appreciate that, and I will accept that every time 100%. Anybody from any culture, from any country that tells me that I am their brother, I believe it. I accept it, and I will treat them as I would treat myself. Believe that. Let me see. Miss Deborah says those are just stereotypes. They are, Deborah. They really are. Let's see. What is the monologue you are going about? No substance. Well, if you were not here from the beginning, that's probably why you don't know. But I believe that Black National Anthem is racist and it shouldn't be sang. I mean, black people can sing it, but not as a national anthem, like the American national anthem. That is where we're from. And that I believe that all people that are in this country, on the human level, we're all the same. But on the rights, you have to be an American citizen to be an American. The Constitution is not racist. That's where we're at. A guy believes that blacks were on this earth first. Bro, we will be okay. This guy. USA versus Europe. Let's go. I'll be down with that fight. All right, let me hear. I want to hear from you guys for real. Junior Rojas says, we're in the topic of black people that were enslaved are the most people that have contributed to free labor, so I believe they do deserve their reparations. Oh, my friend, did you know that they actually received their reparations already? And if you don't know, the Democrats took it back. Look it up. Go blame the Democrats on that. Art says, we are brothers, Dennis, but I don't agree with 80% of what you speak on. Sure, I'll respect that. Cigano, yep, I forgot about that welfare perk. Yeah. Beautiful. I think that's a 737 Boeing jet. All right. The Constitution is not racist, but what about the 3/5? Yeah. Well, that's the thing, that the Constitution has also been amended, and it includes, and this is why, oh my God, I'm going to get it. I'm going to go around the Constitution being for Americans only. This is why the Constitution was amended, so that blacks can also be considered citizens of this country. And all the rights for the people, or all the persons, it's really for all Americans. But for some reason, foreigners think that they have the same rights as residents and citizens in this country, and they don't. They don't. Residents and citizens have every single right. Foreigners and visitors, they don't have every single right. You don't get to vote. That's number one. But there's other things that you don't have a right to. And that is one, your freedom of speech to speak against the government because it's not your government to speak of. And that is number one priority for me. In order for you to have freedom of speech to speak against the authority in this country, you have to be a citizen or at least a resident of this country. Imagine I go down to Mexico and I decide to go against the military and the police and the government. The first thing they're going to tell me is throw my ass in jail, probably beat the crap out of me, and they will probably never deport me, by the way. They'll probably just take care of me right there and bury me in one of those fields that they've been finding of dead people that have been missing for years, and they are just now being found, but nobody knows who the hell they are. So there is that. I don't want to go too much into the Constitution, but here, let me see how many people in here. I don't know if you're black, white, Asian. I don't know what you are, but if you're on this chat and you believe that the national anthem includes blacks, whites, everybody in this country. If you believe that, put a 1 on the chat. Does the national anthem include everybody in the United States of America? Joshua 1. Time, let's see if I don't pursue happiness. Okay. Yeah. No comment, says fit. Okay. Critical says, I know it does. Absolute 100%. Trinity, of course Chris will say, not me. Okay. Now listen to the name. Do you think the black national anthem includes everybody? Give me a 1 for yes and a 2 for no. Does the black national anthem includes everybody? Yeah. B says yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. The black national anthem includes everybody? It's yes. 2 is a no. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I think the majority are 2, right? That they don't include everybody. And what makes you think that? How do you know that it doesn't include everybody? That is correct. You remember that? What was that question? That's right. It's in the name. It's only for black people. And who is black people? If you're half white and half black, why are you black? They labeled you black back then to make you look less than somebody else. But today, everybody is the same. Everybody's equal. Do you remember there was a question some kid asked Ben Shapiro. I don't know if you guys watch it, but this is a very old video. They asked the question to Ben Shapiro. She said that the question was, where in the Boy Scouts does it say that girls are not allowed? And the logic answer was, it's in the name, Boy Scouts. That's exactly how you know. Now, when you hear a national anthem of the United States of America, that's everybody. And that's where I'm at. Okay? So, I was surprised that a lot of black people thought that it does include everybody. I mean, some of you in here thought that the black national anthem includes everybody. I find that very interesting. Because when I hear the black national anthem, I'm not black. I didn't feel included. I didn't feel included there. I know my kids are half white, half black, and half Hispanic, Honduran, Mayan blood, but they're not black. So they're not included either. I mean, I got a hard time with that. But when I hear the national anthem, that's everybody. Everybody is included in that. Does that make sense? All right, let me read a couple of comments here from you guys. I got to get back. Here, let me put this seat back. My mobile office here is too close to the phone. All right. Let me see. Ben Shapiro's voice hurts my mind sometimes. Man, he speaks hella fast too, though. But he's not stupid. You can feel included if you want to. Nope, I'm not black, so I can't be included, Deborah. I'm sorry about that. What is the black national? Matthew don't even know what the hell that is. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know about that until last year when they sang it at the school. Because 2 years ago, when they sang it, my son was going from 8th grade and from middle school, and they sang the national anthem, and I was just like, proud, hand over chest, just singing the national anthem. And then they say, and now Miss Adele is going to come in and sing the black national anthem. I was like, man, I look at the school. The majority of them were Mexican students. Majority were Hispanics, some whites here and there, some blacks here and there. And I'm like, what the hell? What do you mean? The black national anthem? Who the hell is it? Bro, and on top of that, they're doing this whole transgender thing and this whole LGBTQ in the school. And you know what I'm saying? Like, this is when everything was getting crazy with Biden's administration. And everybody's going crazy with this. And I'm like, what the hell is going on to our United States of America? We are losing our country. We are losing men. We are losing women. They don't know who they are. And they say, hey, you know what? We're not going to teach our kids. We're going to let them choose. You know how long they wait before they choose if their kids are transgender? 6 months. No, 18 years old. There's been fathers that have confronted, at least I know of one story, that have confronted their mothers because their son tells the father, I'm a girl. And the father confronts the son and be like, how do you know? Oh, my mommy told me. Come on. Come on. You got to keep it real. Watching in San Antonio, Texas, you are very oh, thanks, James. Oh, man. You see, Chris? Chris don't like it, though. Chris is crazy. Prime Minister Chris. We are a threat to this country, fool. Bro, I really believe on asylums, mental health asylums. It was a present poem to Abraham Lincoln. If I went to Mexico, says Adam, and demanded a gringo Mexican national anthem for myself, I will be laughed at and probably kicked out. Yeah, most likely, my friend. Archive says, okay, you are spreading misinformation. Oh, here we go. Okay. This song is not only for black folk. It is for a folk and all civil rights. Really? What's it called? Black? Why do you have to make a national anthem when there is already a national anthem? So who's sharing, who's spreading misinformation here? Why would you create a black national anthem when we already have a national anthem? See, here's my thing. If you called it a song, okay. The black national song, I'll give you that. And you can keep it and it's yours, all yours. But you don't sing that shit during civics. The only thing that you sing in civics or any major sports to represent the United States of America is the national American anthem. Okay? That's where I'm at. So if you want to call it a black national song, go for it. But don't think that I don't read in the name of the title. It is literally for black people. I am not included in blacks. You can celebrate our holidays with us, says Deborah. Absolutely. We can definitely do that. Why not? It's American history. Of course. Of course. I give you everything because you're Americans. Of course. There is so we can celebrate Christopher Columbus. We can celebrate, maybe indigenous traditions. I mean, of course, I'm not a native from here, from the North America, but nonetheless, I still support my native people here in America. And I love powwows. I love their dancing, their folkloric music. Some of them are trying to keep their language. Some of them are trying to keep their foods. I will have to go to Arizona to go eat some Navajo, like traditionally Navajo cooked cultural food. I would love to go try that. When I was with my Navajo family here in Washington, they didn't do that. They just use the traditional ways of, for fishing and grabbing oysters and things like that. And of course, just living in the forest. But never did they make any so-called Navajo food. So I don't know. Maybe I had it or maybe not. I don't know. But I don't remember it calling it, this is my culture food. You know what I mean? It's always some sort of American dish. Gulf of America, let's go. Did your wife kick you out and now you're doing it from your car? Says Dave. Dave, when I started doing my live, I used to do most of my lives on my cell phone in the car. So my car is my mobile office, and so I can go anywhere with my mobile office. And since you ask, I will tell you, there is a birthday party at the house, and my nephews. Let me tell you, they are loud as heck, and I like quiet. You know, conversations can get loud, but that's okay because we're having conversations as adults. But just screaming, little kids screaming, crying their heads off, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. So I told my wife that I was going to come out here. She actually told me to go to another spot that is really pretty for me to look at. But I like this location here with the airport. You hit the planes flying and stuff like that, right? So yeah, this is my mobile studio, if you will. Let's see. I cry when I heard the national anthem. Rush, sometimes, depending on the occasion, I feel very teary. And I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I get offended. I guess maybe I do get offended when I hear, like I do with the flag, right? When people burn the American flag, it offends me. I don't know why. It offends me, and people are like, oh, that's my freedom of speech. I get it, bro. I get it. But it offends me that people are burning the American flag. And I think the only reason for burning the American flag, I believe what it was uh, to replace it with a new one. But these people that are burning the American flag, they're doing it because they hate our country. It's not a freedom of speech that they're saying. They hate our country, and it offends me because they're so ungrateful that they get to live in the greatest country in the world, and they don't appreciate the sacrifice that all of our military servicemen. We talked about some of the, our black history, our slavery times. Let's not forget Chinese was also enslaved. There was also a lot of brutality happening before the Europeans came to the States amongst the natives. So this land that we live in today, that we are living on, it has a lot of bad blood spilled on it from all over. Not just the Native Americans, but Mexicans and Native Mexicans. Let's not forget that Mexico was all the way up here to the north. And well, the Navajos, all the tribes from the south, from the Midwest, from Colorado, from New Mexico, from Texas, all those people were considered Mexicans. And yet people say we live in stolen land, but no, it's not stolen land. It's conquered. It is what it is today because somebody lost and somebody won. But as I was telling you, sorry about that. But as I was telling you, like I was speaking with Trinity, that there are natives in the reservation that are getting free housing. They're getting about $3,500 checks every month, and if they go to work, they don't lose that benefit. So they will have a chance to make double money, where you and I will work once and that's all we get. So there's a lot of benefits that have happened to our natives in some areas. And some natives, even though they are part of that native tribe, they are not accepted by the actual tribe, the tribe chiefs. Yeah, Canada is definitely weak. But I do like Alberta, though. As supporting lies being told. At Trinity out here supporting lies being told. Josh says, we may fall short in God, but we should still try to walk the path of Jesus. We should. All right, DOA says, oh, here we go. Here are some stats. See, that's what I'm talking about. At 75 and 42 million people on assistance, that's like 1%. So it's pretty to gripe about it. And what I mean about it is the EBT Social Security and all the social programs. Yeah. And Adam says it's pretty comical, actually. I'm just trying to help the kid out. Holding on to hate isn't the way. Correct, Josh. Jeff says, keep telling yourself that. Thank you, Jeff. Man says, Clyde, that time is still now, depending on where they are. Name that program, says Deborah. Oh, man, what conversation are you guys having over here? Let me see if I can jump into this chat with you guys. How about the world's largest and most entitled? Yeah, Eric? That's not a lie, my friend. Most entitled for sure. All right, well, I was actually satisfied that most people believe the national anthem includes everybody, and that most people acknowledge that the black national anthem does not include everybody. It's only for black people, and we don't follow that national anthem because there's not a nation called black. There's not a nation called Negro. There's only one nation called the United States of America, and that means that everybody is equal in this land. And with that, my friends, I appreciate you guys' comments. It is time to go eat some big chicken. No, no big chicken. Let me see. I don't know what I'm going to have. I think I wanted to eat Mexican earlier, so we're going to stick with that. Let me read a couple last comments here. God is aware of everything that's going on in this world. Brandy says that junior Christians aren't being hateful. They're hunted, not being doormats. The side of, I don't know what, the side of supposed tolerance is being hateful. Brandy, I disagree with that. But it's okay. The national anthem now or then. Yes, today. National anthem today, hon. That's exactly what my argument is. And I think they are probably still hating the national anthem with that one little line that they feel is racist. I never felt that was racist. I felt that was part of history. It's not racist if that was a fact, a way of life living there. That's how they were categorized. To say a fact that is hurtful doesn't mean that it's racist, and should also be kept so that we know that this is how people used to think back then. But today we don't have that, and a lot of people don't agree with that argument. And it's okay. Thank you, Trinity. I love you too, sister. You are the best. Yeah, Brandy, I know typos myself as well. But your opinion is okay. You still believe what you believe. Still telling lies about the national. Oh, this guy didn't listen. Or maybe the comment was put before I said what I said. Man said, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen, man. Trinity says, at Willie Mace Hayes, we're so glad you support ICE. We do too. Ice, baby. All right. Good night, guys. Thank you so much for being here today. My love to you. I appreciate you guys' honest opinions. Deborah, amazing comments. I appreciate everything you said. If you guys disagree with me with the Black National Anthem, that's okay. But I feel that it should not be played in schools or at any sports representing the American people, because it just doesn't. Thank you so much, guys. You guys have a wonderful night. You guys take